In today's video, you're gonna see world-class dog training team Chris Perondi and his incredible dog, Vinny. If you wanna teach your dog something new and do it efficiently, your currency has to be top-notch. Personally, I think minimally processed treats are best. I use these Pupford freeze-dried beef liver treats all the time. They're 95% beef liver and 5% protein. That helps keep them nice and formed and together. These freeze-dried sweet potato treats are 100% sweet potatoes. Indy's on a low-protein diet. I love these for that, but dogs like them either way. The reason freeze-dried treats have a major advantage is they're still really highly palatable, but all the moisture has been completely removed. So they keep all room temperature, but they still taste really good and retain all of their nutrients. So you have two very different treats here. One is meat, one is sweet potato. I like kind of mixing them together to really keep the rewards varied throughout the training session. It kind of keeps the dog guessing. You get so many in a bag. You can do so much training with these. You can use Pupford treats for dogs of all ages and all breeds, and you can get them right now at the link in the description. And when you subscribe for auto shipments, you get an additional discount, and you can lock in that price for all of your future shipments. Click thumbs up for Vinny the Heartthrob and his world-class trainer, Chris Perondi. Subscribe to my channel and get daily dog training videos and tips on my Instagram. I'll have links below. So Chris, you and I used to work together. It's been too long. I'm so glad you're here.
Me too. It's an honor to be here.
So tell my YouTube audience what you're about and what you do.
Well, I travel all over the United States performing with my stunt dogs. I actually have 12 dogs, all trained to do amazing tricks and stunts, flying disc, agility, all sorts of dog sports, and all using positive training methods. But we tour around, we perform for like halftime shows, the NFL, the NBA, we do state fairs, county fairs, theme parks, even have a performing arts theater show called the Stunt Dog Experience. Yeah. And what I'm very proud of is the fact that I just released my first book, The Big Book of Tricks for the Best Dog Ever, and Vinny is on the cover. It goes over 118 tricks and stunts that you can train your dog to do at home. Doesn't matter the age, breed, or size, all using positive reinforcement.
So Chris, why don't you show us something that's kind of easy to teach that anyone at home could probably teach their dog?
Absolutely. We're gonna have him do a little sit pretty today. I'm gonna use the treat as a lure, and I'm just gonna lure it over his nose into the position. Yes, very good boy. It's very simple, and just make it fun and positive. And if they're having a hard time, sometimes you can have them rest their arm on your arm and encourage them just to kind of sit up and get that treat as a reward. At the same time, I'll say, Vinny, sit pretty, and I'll give him that treat. Pretty soon, what you can do is you can start fading out the treat in your hand and fade in what we call an air cookie. What you're trying to do is fade out, having to lure him with the treat constantly.
And I've noticed when I've taught sit pretty in the past, you really have to build their muscle memory up over a period of time so they can get that balance, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Take it really slow at first. Get a good vet checkup, of course, on your dog to make sure their hips are good and their back and all that. And of course, we don't start doing things like this until they get a little bit older. So once he has the sit pretty down, we can start teaching him to stand on his hind legs. I just lure him up into the standing position, and if he needs some help, I'll just put my arm out and let him rest his paws on my arm. Nice work, Vinny. Excellent job. Yes, very good boy. I'll do that in some duration and just start building that core strength. And then the next step is once he's up, I'll start luring him around and following that treat and get that treat as a reward. Yes, very good boy. And let him rest. Keep the training session short. You don't want to burn him out.
That's a really good example of how you can take an existing trick and start to add a little complexity to it.
And it's all about your attitude and how excited you are with your dog. They feed off of that. You got to get excited with your dog. Like, Vinny, pretty. Yes, good boy. You see my voice pattern changes. I get excited. He feeds off that energy.
What is the flashiest version of this trick?
Well, right now he is actually pretty good at on his hind legs. In fact, without even using the lure, I can just use the hand signal. Vinny, on two. Yes. And he will dance.
Look at that.
Around me without me having to turn. At first, of course, I'll turn with him when I'm first training him. And back up. Yes. Excellent
nice.
Job. Way to go, buddy. Way to go. That was so fun. That was so fun. You did so good. Make sure you give your dog lots of love and affection. That goes a long way.
Yeah, it does.
My dogs are my pets first, performers second. We want to make sure that they're having the time of their life when they're out there.
I know when you're performing, one of the flashiest tricks out there is a back stall. That's where a dog stands on your back. It's one of the easiest things to teach, isn't it?
It's pretty easy. It's actually a lot easier if you have a partner.
Okay, tell me what to do, Chris.
Spread your legs open just a little bit so he can get up to you. That sounds so... All right, just go ahead and get down low as you can.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get Vinny behind you, and he's gonna try to jump up on your back. I'm gonna lure him up there. Now you can either do it from the side or from the back. At first, just have him put his front two paws on your back, and he's gonna get that reward. If you don't have a partner, someone that can help you, you can start by encouraging your dog to jump up on a chair or an ottoman, and then get close to that ottoman and encourage them to come up and put their paws on your back. So now that Vinny's got his front paws up there, I'm gonna try to lure him all the way up. Come on, Vinny.
Ah, look at that.
Oh, yes, very good boy. And he'll get that treat as reward, and sometimes they won't be confident enough to stand at first. They might wanna lay down, and that's okay. Do what's natural for them and make it fun and make it positive. Once your dog has a sit pretty down and you got him up on your back, you can encourage them to sit pretty on the back. Excellent. Excellent job. Way to go, Vinny.
That was
Nice
awesome.
work.
When you teach your dog amazing tricks like this, you're really building such intricate, amazing communication with them that spills over into every aspect of their life. What do you want to show us next?
Well, I was thinking maybe we should show how to teach your dog to take a bow. The key is to try to get your dog standing up. The easiest way to get your dog to stand up when they're sitting is just walk towards them. Now he's in the stand position, and now what I'm gonna do is get down next to him, put my arm right under his belly, and then you're gonna show him that treat and try to encourage them to get the treat into the bow position. Yes, and very good boy. As soon as he makes any effort to kind of go down with his front paws, give him that cue. Yes, or click the clicker. So the next step obviously is to fade out the cookie, and then what I'll do is start relieving pressure that's underneath of his belly. Start moving my arm down so it's not right there, barely touching him. If he starts to go down, then I'll just give him a little tap underneath his belly. And then the next step is basically getting over in front of him, because you want him to take a bow when you're up here. You don't want to have to be down there all the time. So I'll be up here in front of him, and I'll encourage him to follow that treat into the bow position. Yes, and that's once he understands that he's got to keep his bottom up. Next step is basically the finished product, and I like to finish it with a bow with him. Take a bow.
Nice. You guys are going to be blown away by this next trick. Very few dogs in the world can jump rope. Vinny's one of them?
Yeah. Now with our book out, I think there's going to be a lot more dogs jumping rope. If your dog is a natural jumper, it's going to be really easy. If they're not a natural jumper, it might take a little more time, but I do believe that you can positively train your dog to jump rope. The first step is using their favorite toy.
So no rope at all yet?
No rope at all.
Okay.
You want to get them jumping at first. So I'm going to try to encourage him to jump up, and he's not wanting to jump up, so maybe if I jump with him, Vinny, jump, yes! And he'll get that toy as a reward. Yes, excellent job, buddy. Whatever motivates your dog, be animated, be excited. The more excited you are, the more they're going to feed off that. Right, Vinny? I'm going to fade out actually having to jump. And of course, you want to keep this training session short too. You don't want to overdo it because they are doing a very physical activity here. He's got his toy. You give him that toy, you let him play with it.
So the toy is the reward here.
The toy is the reward. I'm
Treats.
not using a treat here on this. And the key too is just nice straight jumps. Encourage him to stay right in position, because otherwise he'll start moving, and that takes time. At first, it doesn't matter if he's jumping here, jumping there, as long as he's getting up. All right, so the next step, I'm gonna start giving him the cue right away. The jump rope cue. My arm's gonna be moving in a circle, and I'm gonna be turning that rope. Once your dog has the cue down, they'll just jump for the invisible jump rope. So the next step is introducing the jump rope. So Vinny, we got a jump rope. Are you ready, buddy? And we're just gonna do one jump, okay? One jump. Vinny, jump. Yes, excellent job. I mean, do whatever kind of works for you. It doesn't matter if the rope's in your right or left hand, as long as you're consistent with your dog. So you ready, Vinny? Vinny, jump. Yes. Vinny, jump. Yes. Jump. Yes. Jump. Yes. Excellent. Way to go, buddy. Yeah. Nice work. And that's how you get your dog trained to jump rope.
That is unbelievable. It's just incredible right there. I'm gonna have a link in the description where you guys can get the big book of tricks for the best dog ever. You will not regret it. There's 118 different tricks, all the way from beginner to pro level. And you can get Chris's book anywhere books are sold. Click thumbs up for Chris and his dog Vinny, subscribe to my channel, download Instagram and follow @ZachGeorge for daily dog training videos, tips and spoilers to future content. Take a bow. Ha.